Farmers have long been described with a few familiar adjectives: determined, resilient, honest, and hardworking. But lately, that list has grown to include other terms like innovative, disruptive, resourceful, even ingenious. Northeast farmers identify today's problems,
Too many nutrients from stormwater runoff.
seek out new solutions,
I thought this just would make sense.
and find ways to thrive in an ever-changing world.
Capitalizing on a renewable, harvestable resource that nature has given us.
Innovative ideas don't need to be complicated. Julie Bishop solves a modern problem with a simple, ages-old solution.
It all started because I have a herding dog and I wanted sheep. And then once I got a couple sheep, then I wanted more sheep. And then I ended up with more sheep than my property can handle. And we found a close by solar field that was all fenced in, and they were mowing it. And I thought, what a waste. I could be grazing my sheep there.
And so was born Solar Sheep LLC of Newfield, New Jersey. Julie contracted with the owners of that first field in nearby Vineland to have her sheep control the vegetation. Since then, her business has grown simply by word of mouth. She now grazes on 2 additional sites, one in Lawrenceville and the other in Princeton, New Jersey.
So the kind of sheep I have are Katahdin sheep. They are a kind of sheep that was developed right here in the United States. And it was bred to be a shedding sheep instead of a wool sheep. But they're also out-of-season breeders. And for me to be able to do the solar, I have to be able to have them out when the grass is growing and having lambs in the winter. It's a win-win for the shepherd, that's me, because it gives me more acres to graze my sheep. It's a win-win for the solar company because they get to have their vegetation maintained more inexpensively than with lawnmowers. And it's a win-win for the sheep because they get more space to graze and so less parasite problems.
Farmers all over the Northeast are finding ways to sustain their businesses and the environment. Jay Baker farms underwater in New Hampshire's Great Bay and helps keep that water clean at the same time.
One of the things I was doing in my professional career was really preaching about sustainable businesses, that we need to have less impact on land and water in New England and develop approaches that will not only protect them but restore them. And in 2012, I left my full-time job with the state to come and grow oysters full-time. So one issue that many of the embayments and estuaries in New England and really all around the world are facing is over-enrichment. Too many nutrients flowing into the water body from stormwater runoff. And the response of the system to that is to grow more plankton. They're feeding on those extra nutrients, and that can actually be bad for the system. So by adding oysters, we're adding filter feeders. So those filter feeders are aggressively pumping that plankton out of the water column, incorporating it into their tissue, and then we're harvesting it and taking it out of the system.
Jay is very good at the science of oyster farming, and in 6 short years, he's also gotten pretty good at the business part. He's cracked open markets from Portsmouth to Boston, growing oysters of just the right size and taste.
So each oyster, it's often compared to grapes and wine, will kind of take on the characteristics of not only the bay, but the salinity, proximity to the ocean really can drive the taste of an oyster. And it gives us different marketing angles that we can use to describe the flavor profile and the look and the feel of our oysters.
Growing markets can be just as important as growing the crops on many farms. Carolyn Pam and her husband Tim Wilcox operate Kitchen Garden Farm in Sunderland, Mass. They heated up their profits with ready-to-eat products they prepare themselves.
So we grow 50 acres of organic specialty vegetables. We grow a huge variety of different things, 10 different heirloom tomatoes, over 100 different varieties of peppers, and we're known for our Italian specialties like fava beans and fennel and radicchio, and we're also known for the ridiculous variety of hot peppers that we grow for our sriracha. We started making sriracha from peppers we grow on the farm just as a fun thing to be able to offer at our Hot Pepper Festival, Chili Fest. And the world loved it. And we now have 3 different types of sriracha hot sauce and 2 different salsas, and it's now available in stores across the country.
Kitchen Garden Farm will soon live up to its name, literally. They're building an on-farm commercial kitchen so they won't have to go off-site to cook. It will allow them to increase the varieties of prepared foods they make from their unique vegetables.
That's what we do. We grow things that not everybody's growing, things that people maybe haven't seen before. We take a lot of pride in making them beautiful, selecting the varieties that taste the best, working closely with chefs, because we value how the vegetables taste.
Kitchen Garden is by no means the only Northeast farm with a unique value-added product. The Loschiavo family farms in Van Buren, Maine. They grow tons of potatoes, a variety of grains, and one superfood.
It can promote lower blood pressure. It can help convert nitrates to enhance natural energy. It overall just gives you that energy to get through the day and feel better.
This amazing food is the beet. Loschiavo growers started planting the ordinary little vegetable 10 years ago and found it loved northern Maine. The cold weather made their beets especially sweet, but the family saw an opportunity to do more.
We really thought that producing a dehydrated product such as beet powder would really be a great possibility for that vegetable. Given the current trends of the health aspects of beets, people looking to live a healthy lifestyle, a more active lifestyle, and we started up a small kind of test kitchen, and we experimented for about a year until we were able to produce a successful product.
Beet powder is a convenient way to consume this superfood, mixed in smoothies, soups, and other recipes. It gives the farm a product it can store and sell year-round.
Taking your vegetables, producing them into a value-added product opens up the door to more sales. And as a sustainable farmer and wanting to be here for the next generation, producing a value-added product really helps kind of stabilize your operation and overall be more successful for your community and for your family and for the future.
Sometimes it's easy to miss the potential of a value-added product, so potential profits go right down the drain.
My name is Randy Sprague. Together with my wife Tony, we own and operate Sprague's Maple Farms here in Portville, New York. We're primarily a maple operation, and today we're tapping 25,000, 30,000 trees and are actually one of New York State's larger maple producers.
Up until 5 years ago, the Spragues were totally focused on making all that syrup. But then, a total stranger walked in.
We started talking about the water that we produce in our maple operation through the process of reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis equipment basically takes maple sap, separates out about 85% of the water from that, and the maple producers love it because now we have a concentrated sap that we can run through our evaporators and make syrup about 4 times faster. But the other side of that is it also produces huge quantities of some of the purest water that's basically known to man.
That stranger was Adam Lazar, and he had a very simple but brilliant idea. Along with the syrup, why not bottle the water as well?
What we ended up with was a line called Ozarazi, and Ozarazi is actually Latin for maple, so it's got a great name to it. It's already got history. It actually says right on the label here, there is 0 of everything in it. No fat, no sugar, no calories, no sweetener, no protein, nothing but absolutely pure water. We are actually capitalizing on a renewable, harvestable resource that nature has given us throughout the entire Northeast with millions and millions of maple trees, and we are able to harvest literally billions of gallons of water every spring of the year. It's a wonderful renewable resource that we think has got a huge story ahead of it, and I think we have just touched the surface of where this is all headed.
Today's farmers have been just as determined and hardworking as ever, but they also need to be innovative and creative. These Northeast farmers have found success with new methods and new products that bring to mind another list of descriptive terms, like economical, sustainable, nutritious, and delicious.